Oh, hello, my fellow chess enthusiasts. We are back at it again with another epic and educational day of chess. Today, we have a special guest, Matthew Ping, Rabbit Man, one of my subscribers, and we are going to be battling him today in a subscriber battle to the death. So, we are going to revert back to my custom opening because when they don't play e4, e5, or the Sicilian or the Scandinavian or the whatever main lines, this is a structure that I am more or less unfamiliar with. And so my game plan will be as follows. Put my bishops here, put my knights behind, bring the queen up, and then castle whichever way I feel is better. Most likely we're going to try and castle opposite. So we're going to stick right with that. All you need to be a little bit weary of is his pieces coming to our side of the board, which he doesn't have any of those moves that really scare me. So now we have a pawn tension in the middle of the board. I'm still going to just stick with my plan. If he captures, I'll take back. And I'll be able to put my knight on this square right here. So if this capture does come in, then we got a place to put the knight. And that's generally the natural developing squares of the knights. You should know this. You see where his knight is? That's generally what we want our knights to be doing. So he develops a bishop. I'm going to bring this knight first, so I'm ready to castle at will. Because I'm still 2 moves. Sorry, my throat. I'm going to edit that out. Don't worry. Now you hear my voice? Much better. Okay. So, I said I'm going to go for my custom setup. So here we are with the custom setup on the board. And because he has not castled yet, we are both ready to castle. Whichever way he goes, I'm going to go the other way. That is generally what I'm going to try and do in this video for the simple reason of those make more fun games of chess. And he wants to play 2 games. So if we could knock the first game out rather quickly, that would be better. And then it's less time because I don't want to make a 55-minute video. And so if whichever way he goes, we're going to go the other way. That is straight up the plan. Okay, so he pushes a pawn. Now, what I'm worried is if I castle, he will castle the same way. So, do I have any moves that really make sense? I'm kind of just wasting a move here, if we're going to be honest. That's more of just a waste of a move because we're waiting for the castle. Because right now, making a move is difficult because I don't know which way I want to castle. So I don't want to like pin this knight or take this pawn or do anything. I don't want to advance pawns on the side of the board if I'm going to be castling to that way. So we're really just doing a little bit of a Mexican standoff, you might want to say, where I want him to castle. Go ahead and castle, bro. If he doesn't, I literally might just put the knight back. Because he's worried about castling as well. And bro, if we get into a game of chess where we just don't castle, be my guest. We'll go ahead and do that. So capturing in the middle would not be a bad idea. We're pushing a pawn. Still not sure. I just don't want his knight being able to come in, essentially. This pawn push also looks like it's making a lot of sense. And dude, I think he's neglecting the castle. But you know what? I think we could make it work because look at the pawn structure on this side of the board for him. Okay, so he wants to break in the middle. Very, very principled. Because I think we could castle this way, and if he castles this way, that is worse for him than it is for me. If this capture happens, I think we're cool with it. Yeah, and if we do capture, it just allows his knight to get into the position. I mean, this pawn is protected so many different ways. It's not even like reasonable to consider taking it. And I don't know what to do. I want him to castle. That's all I'm doing right now. Just castle, bro. Pick a side. Pick a side. I'm going the other way. And now, because we have done this, don't play chess like this. I'm only playing like this because I feel like I'm going to be able to apply pressure to him, which isn't necessarily a nice way to play chess. But if we castle same side, then we're going to probably just have some equal exchanges and go into an endgame where there's like a one move blunder later on in the position, which I don't want. So what I want is an attacking game of chess where I can explain some more stuff about attacking, and then practice and get better at attacking myself, because that will be more fun and more educational for everybody. And so that directly just hangs a knight. So I'm going to go ahead and take it, but we're going to give him the take back. We're going to give him the take back. The dude is like my most... He needs to do a take back. He is one of my favorite subscribers. He comments on everything. He likes everything. He watches my videos. So we're not going to just one move blunders, captures the knight. Even if that wasn't hanging, it's hard to say that that was a good move. Okay. Much better. Much better. I mean, I have to take, right? If he takes, then I do have 2 pawns in the center, but castling this way seems to not work anymore. Like this, that would be my defense. If my king is over here, the rook is here, just look at that position. It's horrendous. It's like he's got these 3 pawns ready to launch in. Both of the bishops are looking this way. This knight is ready to come in. The queen is already looking where my king is. The rook is ready to step onto the open file. So castling this way, for all of those reasons that I just explained, is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I have to castle this way. And then the same goes for him. Okay, so he pins my knight. I can straight up just get out of it with castling. So don't see a huge reason not to do that. And then it also... We're going to just castle. We spent long enough trying to do an opposite side castling game. Now watch, he castles. And so I got to let you know, when you're facing an opponent that's stronger than you, castle same side, straight up. Because then you're going to have more of a chance at like a not super complicated position. Like opposite side castling gets into crazy tactical, complicated lines where just brute calculation is what wins you the game. Just straight up tactics makes you win the game. Okay, this walks into a fork. The idea is to, for one, take the knight, then I take back, then the queen arrives. The other idea is my knight moves, and you win this pawn with check. Unfortunately, I can just advance my pawn, and then I'm forking these 2 pieces. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do that. He has still not castled. And so in this position, I would move the bishop, because you're going to lose one of these pieces. I would move the bishop so that I take here and you lose the knight, but you keep the bishop. You don't want to move the bishop and then I take, or I mean, you don't want to move the knight and let me take the bishop. So I would have advised against that. Now he's losing his bishop, and his bishop was a very important component in his attack. So we're going to take. Yes, the queen gets to the middle of the board. My bishop is hanging. Unfortunately, this knight is hanging. So there's even more tactics going on here. Let's go back like 2 moves. So, yeah, he should have stepped here. Then when I take, he takes. Then all of this is held. Winning the pawn, you won it over here with the bishop is what he needed to do. When you do it like this, you win the pawn with your queen in the middle of the board, and it just lets this guy hang. So we go ahead and grab it. This queen is definitely doing some scary stuff, but now the queen is also on the same file as the king in the middle of the board, his most advanced piece. So that just gets a little bit sketchy for him, because I can really quickly mobilize my rooks. Probably I'll bring this rook because we're going to be doing some attacking here. And yeah, and if he's not careful, he's not going to get to castle. Okay, that sort of traps my bishop. That's true. For one, I can attack the queen. The queen doesn't have really so much options. All of these squares are taken. That square is good. Wait, so that's where the queen can go. The queen can only go to a very select few squares. I like the idea of just bringing the rook. Then essentially he has to go here or here. If he goes here, I jump forward with the knight and attack him again, forcing this trade. I can also just attack like this, but then he could just take. So what is the correct move? Also, this pawn is only defended by the queen. So one thing you can do is like, if a pawn is only protected by a queen and a king, you can basically just attack that piece and it's like let go of the pawn. So I'm attacking this pawn and he wants to hang on to it. And there's only one way to do that. And if he goes ahead and goes here, then I just hit him again. Right? So we go ahead and we attack the queen. If he goes here, we attack him again. If he goes here, for one, I can jump and attack him. If he takes, I jump in and attack him again. So he steps back. Okay, very reasonable. This knight is not doing a whole lot. If I go this way, we probably just get traded off. But potentially I can jump forward like this. So the reason that I'm going to bring this knight to this square is because this knight can already go to this square. So we jump in. We attack the queen. He can't give it up because the bishop is pinned to the king. This fork is essentially coming next, and I'll bring the rook forward. And we'll just absolutely mobilize the attack. And so he still has not got to castle, and his king is stuck in the middle of the board. His queen is continuously getting attacked, has very scarce squares that it can really go to. My bishop is kind of trapped, but it's defended by the knight, and I still do have like at least one retreating square. Or if I really need, I can go forward. So my bishop's not really trapped. He's kind of scared, but not officially trapped. Okay. What do we got going on here? Can I just sacrifice? What does that do? Boom, boom. Check. I like the idea of that. Sacrifice the rook. Kaboom, boom, boom with check. Where's he go then? Over here, we hit him with another check. Where's he go? Here. I don't think it's going to work. But this queen is not super happy. This pawn is almost hanging. I guess I can jump in with my knight. That would probably be a good move. This square is a little bit scary, so I think we're just going to jump forward with the knight. Hopefully I'm not blundering something. But now this pawn is actually hanging because the queen essentially didn't let go, but now I'm interfering. So there was a difference. If you see, if we go back all of these moves, kind of the whole idea of this rook move was to undefend this pawn because only the queen. And if you see, he remains touching the pawn. He remains touching the pawn, but eventually I'm able to get in the way. So now I am actually threatening this pawn. And if this pawn falls, it becomes kind of scary. So there's a way that I can guarantee, like if I go here, he can slide back like this, still maintaining. So the more forcing and scary move is to take, or take like this. But I think we're just going to take like this, and we're attacking the queen. We're also attacking the pawn. If the queen goes here, we just attack the queen again. Then the queen needs to stay here to defend this pawn because we're threatening this. But then kind of sacrifices do work because the king is still in the middle of the board. So it's hard to say what's actually the correct move for him. His queen has gotten attacked. Let's just go through this. Where are we even at? This was all nonsense because we were trying to figure out castling. His queen got attacked. He's just 4 moves in a row. He just loses tempo. Okay, so he does step back. For one, we can give this check. We can attack the queen, but I think we want to give the check first. Just give a nice little check. There's no real reason not to. If he steps over, then we attack the queen like this. If he steps here, we can jump in like this because this piece is pinned. So I think just giving a check, now he can't castle. So his king got stuck in the middle of the board too long. This pawn is also hanging, but there's a problem if his rook comes over. Then both of these pieces kind of get attacked, and it's not so clear. So he steps forward. That is definitely attacking my knight. But what if I just attack the queen first? I kind of like that. Just leave the knight hanging, but I think it'll be okay. And we just attack the queen first. I mean, you're not going to take the knight, so I think we're chilling doing something like this. The queen's got to go somewhere. If the queen goes here, my knight can jump back this way, attacking the queen yet again. And you can't take because I would take the queen with my rook. So if he does go here, this move works. I'm attacking this. I mean, it's not beautiful. Does that move make any sense? I jump back and I'm attacking the queen. Great. I'm also attacking this pawn. Great. But is there any actual, like, real threat? I mean, I'm up 2 pieces. I could just sacrifice something, but I think this move is going to be fine. We step back. We attack the queen again. Let's just see how many times we can attack this queen in one game. And so now I do have 2 attackers on this. This is also going to be an open file because his king is in the middle of the board. So I really just have my bishops there. So if I bring this rook doesn't need to be defending this pawn. We do need to be a little bit worried about his bishop, like mobilizing in the center of the board, attacking my rook, undefending this. But just kind of the way the geometry is set up, my knight is defending this, the rook is defending this. But once the knight moves, attacking my rook will undefend this. But, I mean, we're up 2 pieces. So, what is he supposed to do? Taking this pawn kind of just walks into an open file. I don't know if taking pawns is really what I need to be doing here. I need to be taking checkmates. And so, yeah, if he does step back to here, then there's a fork. So let's think. This doesn't work. If he steps back to either of these 2 moves, this would get hit by the knight. So I think something like these are the only 2 moves that really make sense. But going here is scary. That's scary. Okay, this is being attacked, yes. Okay. What if I just throw a pawn forward? Is that ridiculous? Are we getting crazy now? Is it time to retreat? Attack the queen yet again. Go ahead and just attack this. But then there's this, and then all of a sudden it gets scary. But I think I can take this threatening this guy. I can also go like this. No. Yeah, I could go like this. Seems too sketchy. What is the knockout in this position? I don't know. I can literally throw my pawn forward. And if you go over here, I essentially trap your queen somewhere. This just seems more risky than it's really worth, to be honest. But I mean, let's just do it. Don't know. I'm not even sure what else to do. I'm sure there was a better move. But I'm winning and I have 2 minutes on the clock. So if we can just like trade some pieces, I win this endgame. I'm not sure if there's a direct checkmate because the king is just chilling on these light squares and I'm having a hard time actually like getting in on the dark squares, if that makes sense. So probably this move makes the most amount of sense. Something to note is this is covered. So we're going to take this. This is covered by the queen. So don't get tunnel vision here thinking that it's checkmate. It's not. You do have the potential to like make it much worse. But for 1, I can attack the queen. For 2, I can just slide over. So I think what's going to make a lot of sense here, we go ahead and we threaten the queen. Unfortunately, we're just grinding down into a trading everything off to a simple position. Okay, so this is hanging, but I can just take here first, right? Because like, yes, you could get this, but then I take here. This bishop, what do I do with the bishop? If I put the bishop here, then I'm getting in the way of this. So if I put the bishop here and he comes back over with the queen, then all of a sudden this becomes a threat. I guess I could reposition like this and I have time. Then he pushes here. But I think I'm probably just too quick. I could even stop it like this. So, no, this hangs this pawn. Okay, we're going to just put the bishop over here. I wanted kind of the bishop to be on this side of the board, but this pawn is pinned to the king by this rook, so this pawn is only defended by the rook. So this will probably be my next idea. Right? Why not? Why not? But the king is miraculously really safe, because my pieces are just on my side of the board. If anything, I'm doing like defense. But the next idea, attack the queen again. He's hanging on. He is absolutely hanging on. Okay, so he scoots up. I think he could. Like, if anything, I'm up 2 bishops, but my bishops aren't applying any pressure whatsoever. And so, I mean, I have this check. This, then, I don't know. Let's just do this. It's defended by the queen. We'll give him some time. Now my bishop can slide back like this. But still this pawn is pinned, so he could just attack it. Oh my goodness. I need to be moving forward. I need to be... I'm a little bit crumbling here at the end. Like, I just can't figure out how to push forward. Because he's got a rook and a queen, which is, like, really powerful. And so I need to figure out a way to, like, get rid of them. And his king is still safe. Like, does this check? This is hanging. Check. Let's just do it. Check. My bishop's hanging. Make no mistake about it. We step over. Bro, we're going to give him more time. I got 20 seconds. This sucks. The king is so safe. It's like I need to figure out a way to actually trade these pieces. This is hanging, but so is my rook. I'm literally going to go like this, bro. I am literally putting my bishops here. I think I just imploded, bro. I don't even know what to think. And that's it. That's the end of the video. I got nothing else for you. I hung mate in 2. Sorry about that. Matthew Ping, congratulations for defeating me. I guess if we wanted to be petty, I could say I gave some takebacks and I gave some time, but none of that excuses the position that I had at the end and hanging mate in 2. So that is going to be the end of my video. If you unsubscribe because of that, I understand. I'm not going to hold it against you. So thank you so much if you made it this far. I love you guys. The next video will be much better. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.